with ERC TV, DC Accuracy, coming to you from Taylor County, Florida. We're going to talk a little bit with ERC TV about his movement and what he has going on, the group as a whole. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing well, thanks. What is your movement about?
Equal Rights Committee is about equality and exposing the injustice, that's going on in society.
When you say injustice, do you mean like with our government? How our government treats certain demographic of people?
Right, within our government, within our police department, within our local city officials. I feel like it's something that starts at a lower level, and it's not something that's limited to just, the presidential or executive cabinet, however you say.
That's great. What does the Black Lives Matter movement mean to you? And in your interpretation of the Black Lives Matter, because some folks are misinformed of what the narrative is. Help us out understand that.
Black Lives Matter. Now, there's the phrase and there's the organization. The phrase Black Lives Matter means recognize that Black Lives Matter and we are being murdered. We are victims of police brutality. And
like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor.
Right. Okay. And the list goes on and on. So we're asking for acknowledgement. We're demanding acknowledgement to let people know that, yeah, we do matter, we do exist, we are here. And until we get that acknowledgement, all lives can't matter. Now, you never heard anyone say all lives matter until you heard Black Lives Matter. All Lives Matter was the first counter protest to Black Lives Matter. And it was just to water down the narrative. Saying Black Lives Matter is not saying that white lives or Asian lives or any other life doesn't matter. It's not saying that. It's saying that we need to recognize that we are in trouble. I saw a good analogy on Facebook, and they were saying that, if someone's house is burning down and everybody's coming out in a community to try to put this house down, you don't say, hey, what about my house? Your house matters, but your house isn't in trouble. Your house isn't on fire. So these are the things that we have to take into account when you say all lives matter. Now, I know everyone who says all lives matter, they may genuinely believe all lives matter. But saying Black Lives Matter is not saying that all lives don't matter. It's just saying that we need help, we need recognition, we need to be acknowledged.
There's one race, and that's the human race.
That's the human race. So until Black lives matter, all lives can't matter. And that's just what I'll say. And I would say, a lot of times with the Black Lives Matter movement, a lot of the opposition, they will make it about politics, or they'll make it about Biden or Trump or whatever. And this is not about that. This is something that, no matter who becomes president in November, this is something that still has to be fought. This is something that's been going way before Trump, way before.
So this is not a political movement.
This is not a political movement at all. This is an injustice movement. This is a fight for
equal rights.
Movement.
Yeah,
equal
absolutely.
Rights. And that's why we are Equal Rights Committee.
Absolutely. What do you hope to come out of your workings, your work that you're doing? What do you think is a very attainable goal?
I would like to see equality and unity. I think if everybody get together, we listen to what people say, we become open-minded on things and realize that things just don't work one way. People think differently. People will have different religions. That's fine. Just respect people. Treat people how you would want to be treated, and realize, just because a person has a darker color of skin or lighter color of skin, that doesn't make them any different. We are all humans. So I would like to see, not just in Taylor County, I would like to see, worldwide equality, unity for all.
What are you doing here locally in Taylor County to help achieve that goal? Are you going to the council meetings? Are you talking with the local officials here, the elected officials, about these things? And how has, if you have, what has been your experience with those officials?
Right. I've spoken with certain city council members, and I have connections with quite a few political people within Taylor County. As far as meetings, they're conducting everything on Zoom right now. So I've been able to, watch the meetings and pretty much all.
So you've monitored, but you haven't necessarily spoken.
No, I've spoke with them outside of the meeting.
I got you.
So pretty much all my concerns, especially with the mask mandate, what's going to happen when kids go back to school, all these things, were addressed, before our recent meeting. So it's like, we are Equal Rights Committee. We have a group of people who do certain things. So we put together, a list of questions, to send out to these people, multiple people, and we expect to get those answers. And a lot of those answers we have gotten. So
that's great. That's great. Already making strides in the community.
It's definitely it's a work in progress. We're not done. We still have to keep fighting, and when you keep applying the pressure on them, let them know that we demand change on all levels. Then things will change.
Well, I think it's a trickle-down effect. I believe it starts at the top and works its way down. And that is why I asked you about our elected officials in the community. I think if it started there, the change would come quicker. I feel like things are changing, but it's just not fast enough. I don't feel satisfied with that, and I'm sure you don't either. When you say you have people doing these surveys and stuff, now, is this just certain people, or is this just people of all walks of life, all across the board?
This is people of all walks of life.
So you're getting feedback from everywhere.
Right. Equal Rights Committee, this isn't just aimed for black people. As you can see, our recent video in Wakulla County, and you can see this all online. When you see the Black Lives Matter protest, there are people of all colors in these protests, and there are people of all colors who support the original narrative of what Black Lives Matter mean and what the whole movement is about. So when you have these other people and they come and they try to throw off the narrative, or if you have 100 protests and 5 protests are end with violence, then most of the media will cover the protests that ended with violence.
Oh yeah, guilt by association.
Right. So it's like the narrative has been and continually will be pushed away from its original point. But when we're out here, we're doing these things to try to change our community.
So when you're organizing these events, you're making sure to let our people know, hey, let's do this peacefully. Let's not loot. Let's not stand in the road. Let's not cause havoc. Let's just make our voice heard.
Right. And what's understood doesn't have to be said. So a lot of times, especially within our community and within equal rights, we don't have that issue, and we don't even have to have those type of talks because it's unity. So everybody's on one accord. We don't have to say.
That goes without saying. That's great. Absolutely.
Right.
So how can we get in touch with you or see your videos or your platform on social media or YouTube?
Right. On YouTube, you can follow Equal Rights Committee, or you can follow Amaru Shakur. That's AMARU SHAKUR. And you can follow ERC TV.
Now, ERC TV, is that your YouTube channel?
ERC TV, that's our journalist channel. Right now, we're posting the videos on the Equal Rights Committee YouTube channel, which you can follow as well. But pretty soon, once we get our third episode, we'll be making a separate channel, YouTube channel for the ERC TV. But
great.
as of right now, we're only on YouTube for the ERC TV. But the videos are posted on Equal Rights Committee page.
Okay, that's great. I want to thank you for coming out today and taking your time to talk with me and help me educate my viewers, my channel, on equal rights and the things we're doing within our own communities to make a difference.
Right.
It don't cost anything, people, to be nice to somebody else. It don't cost a dime. It's easy to do. I was told as a young kid, if your mouth's open, your ears aren't. So before you jump to speak next time, listen, try to understand the next person. Thank you for coming out today.
Thank you for having me.